Abracadabra. And here we are in Unity at 501 Nelson Street in London, Ontario. You should have been here, but we're glad you joined by Zoom. We're loud this morning. So yeah, good morning, everyone. It's funny how some Sundays we come in here and it's like, la, da, da, da. And then other Sundays you come in and it's like, oh, we got to do this. We got to do this. We got to do this. And it's crazy. And, oh, well, maybe I turned it on. It's red. It's not blue or green. It's red. No yellow, just red. First order business before I do that is if you have a phone, we would greatly appreciate if you make sure that it does not go off and make noise during the service. So maybe you could turn it down, turn it off, airplane mode, pleasure mode. Larry told me I had to be funny. Anyway, so welcome to our spiritual home that we call Unity of London. And why do we come here every Sunday? Well, because we love each other. We have joy when we get together. We're typically very kind to each other when we're here. And ideally, we're kind to others when we're not here. Ed, can you turn this down just a bit, please? And then we tend to be curious people. How do you have any spiritual awakening or spiritual growth without being curious in some way, shape, or form? Was that me? I'm sounding really funny. Sounds like that noise that Wilda has every once in a while. Like she sounds like she's Minnie Mouse. Anyways, self-expression, the connection with each other, and with all of this, because we meet and we speak and we study together and we listen to our speakers together, we do have transformation and we are evolving peace. And Unity has been known as a positive path to spiritual living. And what's that look like? Okay, it's green now. Peggy, can you flip, please? Thank you. We have our 5 basic principles. And so let's affirm all of those, all of them, there's 5 of them. Let's affirm those together. So principle number 1, God is all good and active in everything, everywhere. Number 2, I am naturally good because God's divinity is within me and in everyone. 3, I create my experiences, but what I choose to think and what I feel and believe. 4, through affirmative prayer and meditation, I connect with God and bring out the good in my life. And number 5, with zeal, I do my best by living the truth I know. I make a difference. And we truly do make a difference in the world. And we truly do create our world, our own world, our own life, our own reality, whether we consciously do it or unconsciously do it. So us Unitics like to take control of that kind of stuff and create a great life and make a good difference. And how do we make the difference? Peggy, please. By being the change that we would like to see. You want to see a kinder world? Be kinder. You want to see a happier world? Be happier. You want to see a more prosperous world? Share your prosperity. So be the change that you're looking for. We also coexist. Oh, look at that. It worked. Or maybe Peggy was with me right on that. It was good timing. And by providing education and information for all people of all seekers and all walks of life. There's not any one spiritual organization, spiritual book that is wrong. Many of them are different, but most say exactly the same thing. They just say it a little bit differently. And they're all about coexisting together in peace and in love. And we provide a fellowship and education for the spiritual seekers. And so now you can pray with a chaplain, get one-on-one prayer. So today we have Dawn back today. We missed you, Dawn. So And so if you would like, if you're here in the building and you'd like one-on-one prayer with Dawn, just find the orange steps and follow the orange in the sanctuary. Oh, right. Okay. Dawn doesn't want to go up the orange steps. So Dawn doesn't have to go up the orange steps. So Dawn will pray with you here in the sanctuary after the rest of us leave. And if you're online, of course, we have our wonderful Wilda available to pray with those that are online that would like one-on-one prayer. And now we have a song. So let's sing together. I think the words will be there.
Sweet Spirit, I am today. Oh Lord, speak in ways that I will understand. When you lead me, I will follow. When you lead me, I will go. I answer today. Sweet Spirit, I answer today. Oh, speak in ways that I will understand. When you lead me, I will follow. When you lead me, I will go. Who needs my love today? Sweet Spirit, who needs my love today? Oh Lord, speak in ways that I will understand. When you lead me, I will follow. When you lead me, I will go. Who needs my love today? Sweet Spirit, who needs my love today? Oh Lord, speak in ways that I will understand. When you lead me, I will follow. When you lead me, I will go. How much I share today, sweet Spirit. How much I share today, oh Lord. Speak in ways that I will understand. When you lead, when you lead, I will go. How must I share today? Sweet Spirit, how must I share today? Oh Lord, speak in ways that I will understand. Where you lead me, I will follow. Where you lead me, I will go. How can I serve today? Sweet Spirit, how can I serve today? Oh Lord, speak in ways that I will understand. Where you lead me, I will follow. Where you lead me, I will go. Where you lead me, I will walk. I will go where you lead me. I will follow where you lead me. I will go.
Yeah. Whew. So as most of us in the room here know, but maybe somebody online doesn't know, or maybe we have somebody new, somebody watching later on YouTube, Unity was founded over 130 years ago based on affirmative prayer. And we have at the front of the room our prayer box. So if you would like some prayer for someone, you just put their name on a slip of paper. There's paper behind the box, and put it in the box, and that person or the people that you put on that piece of paper will be prayed over here for 30 days by our prayer angels, and then sent on to Silent Unity for further prayer. And of course, also 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, at any time when you think, oh, I need prayer, just call 1-800-NOW-PRAY. Or if you're talking to someone else and you're not comfortable praying with someone and they need prayer, suggest they call 1-800-NOW-PRAY. Some beautiful beings waiting to pray with anyone that calls. And it's a pretty cool place if you're ever looking for like, where would I go? It's to the song. Go check out Silent Unity and Unity Village. And now we will open our service or continue on with prayer. So I invite you to close your eyes if you're comfortable doing so. Become very comfortable in your seat, relaxing your shoulders, taking in a nice deep breath, breathing in all the love in the room and all that is good. And as you exhale, let go of all that no longer serves you. Let go of the busyness or any worries. Don't think about what's happening after this moment. Just be here now. And we are all here together, hearts beating as one. For Unity, we do believe that we are all one. Every person in the world, every person, is a divine expression of the life force that flows with and through all of us. The force that some call God, some call Spirit, some call Allah. The name does not matter. What matters is that love, that Spirit does flow through us, and we are all an expression of. So today in our prayer, as we prepare for a great service with music and a wonderful talk and wonderful fellowship, we use our power of imagination and we imagine a world truly transformed, where there is no hate, where there is no divisiveness, just love, compassion. All of the great qualities that are within each of us. There's just a few people that don't get enough love, and so they feel lost. They feel unloved. Someone tells them that to look at this and look at how bad it is. But it's not, it's just a part of the story, and the story isn't over yet. So as we move through today and the next week, I invite you to just see all the good around you. Feel the love that is in this world. And don't add to the divisiveness, but help bring people together. And we know this is happening right here, right now, at this moment, because we said so. And because we do have a power greater than anything. Spirit. And so it is, and so we let it be. Amen. And now our wonderful Dawn is going to read our daily word. And I'll wait for you to.
Thank you. Okay. Hello, Al. Today's daily word is entitled Healing. My thoughts, words, and actions affirm wholeness. Wholeness is my true nature. Even if I am facing a health challenge, divine life is active in every cell of my body. Knowing this truth, I hold healing thoughts and speak life-affirming words, while making sure to give my body the rest, nourishment, and care that will help it heal. I refuse to allow thoughts of sickness or weakness to grow in my consciousness. I seek support among friends and family who share my belief in wholeness. As I have been supported, I offer my support. I feel honored when I'm asked for healing prayer. I look beyond the appearance of illness, and with faith-filled vision, I behold and affirm the wholeness that is seeking to express more completely in the lives of those for whom I pray. When Jesus saw him lying there and knew that he'd been there for a long time, he said to him, "Do you want to be made well?" So it says in John 5, verse 6. Let's talk about today's speaker. Tony is a lifelong student and teacher of spirituality, metaphysics, and abundance manifestation, an experienced mentor, speaker, trainer, and the author of the book entitled Using the Law of Attraction. Tony has been an active member of Unity of London since 2012 and is a past president of our board of directors. With his message today entitled Good Vibes in Action, help me to welcome our dear Tony Orvidas.
Thank you, Don. And good morning, Unity of London.
Good morning, Tony.
Did you know today is the autumnal equinox? Wow. The day where we experience the same number of daylight hours as night hours, the day we begin moving into the greater darkness, each night becoming longer and longer and longer as we descend into the underworld. But don't give up hope. Because on December 21st, and that's the winter solstice, it all begins to go the other way. So don't dwell on the doom and gloom. Raise your vibes and get ready for today's message titled Good Vibes in Action, as Don told you. It's the fourth and the last of a four-part series on becoming the best version of you that you can be. All from the book Good Vibes, Good Life by Vex King. In part 3, earlier this month, we talked about manifesting goals through mind work. Today, we'll discuss manifesting goals by taking action. It'll be about baby steps, consistency, procrastination, short-term pleasure versus long-term gain, faith versus fear, and pain with a purpose. And I'll try to make it very simple, just like Vex does in his book. Now, you may be saying to yourself, well, Tony talked to me about this last time, about changing or eliminating my beliefs that don't serve me by being positive, using affirmations, writing and verbalizing my goals and intentions, visualizing the best outcomes. Isn't that taking action? And I say to you, yes, you are. But it's not about where you're at. It's about what you're doing about where you're at. You need to be taking physical action and building momentum towards achieving your goals. And it's not necessary to take big steps or perform big actions, because you can move forward with baby steps, incremental small steps in the direction of your dreams. As the Taoist sage Lao Tzu wrote, 1,000 miles begins with a single step, a single baby step. That's taking action. As we're taught in Unity, knowledge is not enough. We must act. Unity principle number 5, which is slightly different than the one that was read earlier, states through thoughts, words, and actions, we live the truth as we know it. Many of us have a series of excuses ready to explain why we cannot take action or why something cannot be done. Often you'll hear people relay their doubts or explain how they lack time, expertise, resources, money, and so forth. But when we want to achieve something badly enough, we should be willing to make sacrifices in other areas of our lives to make it possible, shouldn't we? You don't necessarily have to have a lot of free time, money, or other resources to take action, to achieve a dream. What you do need is a vision, a belief in it, and then serious dedication. You'll find a way if you keep taking action. Ducklings, little ducks, never line up in a row unless mama duck starts moving, starts taking action. The same will be true of getting your own ducks in a row. But you might not want to sacrifice certain luxuries or undergo the pain of hard work to get your desired outcome. Maybe you don't want to step outside of your comfort zone. Maybe you accept mediocrity while simultaneously complaining about it. Why? What are you afraid of? You've heard of Sir Richard Branson, right? As a kid, he was diagnosed as dyslexic. He dropped out of school at the age of 16 to start a magazine. He was hardly ready, but he was driven and became very successful. He didn't know anything about planes, but he started Virgin Airlines anyway. Along with an incredible net worth, Richard Branson's Virgin Group now includes over 400 companies. He's as driven today as he was when he was 16. He's not lucky. He's not perfect. His history reveals poor decisions and bad trades numerous times. But he's just someone who believes in his vision and acts on it, takes action. Now, according to Mike Dooley in A Beginner's Guide to the Universe, all manifestation begins with a desired end result and then action, which then attracts right ideas, circumstances, and people onto your path. It's like heading out on a long road trip. You enter your destination into the GPS, and then you put your car in gear and you start driving. You may encounter roadblocks, detours, construction, but the GPS will keep sending you in the right direction, unless you use the GPS in my car, which I'll be on an overpass and it says turn right. Now, just staring at the GPS and hoping that you will get to your destination doesn't work. You have to take action. You put the car in gear, you press on the accelerator, you turn the steering wheel in the right direction. The resources you need to complete your journey are only provided once you actually begin it. When you starting out on a new journey, it's only natural to feel kind of vulnerable. After all, it may seem that you've got a lot to lose. The truth, however, is that never again, at any other point in that same journey, will you have so much to gain. As Mike says, consistent effort, no matter how small, sparks magic, fills sails, butters bread, turns tides, instills faith, summons friends, improves health, burns calories, creates abundance, yields clarity, builds courage, spins planets, and rewrites destinies. Practice, study, prepare yourself, think, act, face your beasts. Pay the piper whatever dues you think you have to pay. Do the dance, walk the fire. Wait in line. Plant those seeds. Hold that field. Go to market. Knock on all those doors. Because on the day that you become all that you've dreamt of becoming, there's simply no price you'll find that's too great. Now, positive change requires action, right? If you don't take action, you miss out on the reward. Expecting change to happen when you don't change yourself is like doing the same thing over and over and over again the same way and expecting the same results. So many people go through their lives expecting change when they're doing the same thing every single day. A lot of people know what to do, but they still don't do it. They rely on justification. Well, we must come to terms with the idea that some things have to be done the difficult way. Let me use an example. Weight management. You'll notice I didn't use the term weight loss, because loss implies you want to find it again. Anyway, if you want to reduce your weight, you have to create a calorie deficit by either increasing physical activity or improving your diet, or both, right? Now, most people know they need to do these things, but they don't commit to them. Instead, they look for a magic pill or another shortcut to solve the problem. They spend excess time, energy, and money trying out supposed magical cures when they could have achieved much more if they had simply decided to apply some real effort. Some people do nothing at all. They want to reduce weight and they moan about it, but they won't take action. Why? Reason number one is they simply don't believe that they can achieve the results. So basically they're defeated even before they start. Reason number two is they may feel the idea of working for the result is too painful. People won't take action on things if they perceive that the process of achieving the results is being too hard. The idea of going to the gym or eating healthier may be much more painful than staying how they are. So these people take no action. They stick with easier and more comfortable options. But they can't grow, they can't change. They can't achieve their weight goals if they stay in their comfort zone. Okay, how many of you are reformed smokers? If you quit the tobacco habit like I did, you may remember how hard it was. You may recall how often you tried and then just fell back into that nasty old habit. But you persevered. The reward was greater than the pain of nicotine withdrawal. Many people wait until they have no other options before they commit to making change. When they see their current situation as being more painful than going through whatever it takes to get what they want. Great pain and discomfort can force great change to occur. Same reason why people will put up with toxic relationships until they reach a breaking point. Why alcohol and drug addicts may have to hit bottom before they achieve recovery. Remember, you need to step out of your comfort zone and face your fears, because growth takes place when you're challenged, not when you're comfortable. Start asking yourself, how badly do you want to achieve that goal? Do you want it more than you fear the process of getting it? You must be consistent as you strive to achieve your goals. If you complete only 50% of the action plan to achieve that goal, you'll get 50% of the results. Agreed? If you're not consistent in your actions, then you can't assume that you will see the results you were expecting. It's like, say, working out. If you only give half the effort or give up 2 months after starting the exercise program, you will not see the results you want, and then will likely give up in frustration, right? I think we've all been there. The same goes for meditation, affirmations, visualization, and any other positive habit. If you want to reap the benefits, you must commit to regular, solid practice. Be committed to the cause. With consistency, you can create positive habits to shape your lives. Lack of time is not an excuse. If something's important to you, you'll find the time. As Aristotle wrote, we are what we repeatedly do. Excellence, then, is not an act, but it's a habit. Soccer legend, David Beckham. He was known for his amazing free kicks. He did not become a master of those kicks overnight. He practiced repeatedly. He was a natural as well, but with repetition came habit and ultimately excellence and extraordinary success. Now, what's the difference between ordinary and extraordinary? Well, extraordinary people get things done even when they don't feel like it, because they're fully committed to their goals. Maintaining your motivation isn't always an easy task, especially following setbacks or maybe on a dark and gloomy day. Motivation comes and goes, and low motivation might indicate you need time to recharge, or it could mean you need to go out and search for some inspiration. Extraordinary is about commitment. When you don't want to roll out of the bed in the early hours of the morning, or when you really can't be bothered to go to the other side of town to get to that gym, you do it anyway. You recognize that the effort you put in will be worth the rewards that come later. Things are always easier when you're in the mood to do them, but if you want to live a greater life than the average person, you must commit to that same level of effort even when you're not in the mood. As T. Harv Eker wrote in his Secrets of the Millionaire Mind, I act in spite of fear, doubt, worry, inconvenience, or mood. Let's now talk about procrastination. It's a habit, and it's important to eliminate that habit if you want to manifest your goals. Procrastinators avoid things that require action. And I am a seasoned procrastinator. At school, I started my assignments at the last minute and barely met the submission deadline. It was a little bit like that at work, too. When writing and preparing my Sunday messages like the one today, sometimes I convince myself I don't have enough information, must do more research, which just delays things and requires more time. And why? Fear of failure. But eventually, usually later than sooner, I stop procrastinating and get on with the job. Now, like me, you don't need to have it all figured out. The more you think you do, the more you will procrastinate and fear moving forward. Have courage. Start now. Even if you start small, just go for it. When you find yourself procrastinating like I do, it's important to devise a strategy to overcome it. So break those big goals down. Big goals can be overwhelming, and it's hard to imagine how you'll ever cross that finish line. It's more effective to set smaller goals, and then you prioritize them in order of urgency. If the goals still seem big after you've made them smaller, break them down even further. If you can meet smaller goals, you become more confident about achieving the big ones. And be patient in pursuing those goals. Accept today as it is and stay optimistic in face of the inevitable delays, setbacks, challenges. Our quick fix society demands instant solutions. Yeah? We've created a culture of impatience. Remember, most things in life require effort and patience. Much of the time, your goals aren't eluding you. You either haven't put in enough effort or you're expecting things to happen instantaneously. So practice a little patience in the process. Trust it. And be prepared to forsake some short-term pleasures for long-term gains. Some people complain that they don't have the time or the money to start their own business, while simultaneously spending piles of dollars and precious hours on leisure activities. Not giving up what you want now for what you want in the long run can deprive you of life's real treasures. Now, many people are unwilling to delay brief gratification for the sake of long-term rewards. When you're unwilling to delay those temporary pleasures, it can have massive negative implications for your future. Now, you're free to make your own choices, but you can't escape the consequences of those negative choices, those poor choices. The great Greek philosopher Aristotle claimed that everything happens for a reason. And that makes sense when you consider that every experience in your life is designed to shape you and help you grow into the highest and mightiest version of yourself. This means that even a negative experience can be seen as an opportunity for growth rather than a time for suffering. If you always play the victim when something goes wrong, life will treat you like one, like a victim. Don't let circumstances define your future. Just because you can't see the point behind a challenging time doesn't mean there isn't one. Create a mind shift and start to trust that everything that happens to you also happens for you. Life will test you before it blesses you. Some of the greatest results in your life, some of the greatest growth came from painful experiences, right? You need to experience those low points in life in order to gain the wisdom, strength, and knowledge that you need to appreciate those high points. By using the lessons we learn along the way, we can make better choices going forward. And one of those choices is selecting faith instead of fear in any given situation. Now, that faith is an active choice we make to stay optimistic. I'm sure you'll agree with me that at times it can be extremely demanding to show faith when your goals seem to be eluding you. Fear creeps in and it deceives you. It steers you away from the greatness that you are due to be blessed with. Now, we know that fear is the mechanism that helps you avoid physical or psychological harm. However, we often use it to stay comfortable, to avoid challenges. Fear, it keeps our lives mediocre because it forces us to flee from our potential rather than from anything truly harmful. Fear sets us back in our everyday lives and it controls our choices. We use our precious energy to imagine what could go wrong instead of having faith in what could go right. And our actions reflect this. Fear is a low vibrational state and therefore brings about more of what you don't want in your life. Unlike faith, it disempowers the mind, and this is reflected in our experiences. If you remove fear, our experience improves. Replacing fear with faith encourages us to do the unthinkable, to explore the realms of possibility. Now, it doesn't necessarily make things easier, but it does make them possible. Sometimes all we have is our faith in the fact that things are going to get better. Hang on to that. Keep believing. So as we come to the end of today's message, here are a few closing remarks from the author of X. Remember that there's a lesson in every challenge, a lesson in every failure, which means your failures don't have to be failures at all. They're just twists in your path to greatness. If you commit your whole heart to achieving something and it doesn't work out, well, you can take that as a promise from the universe that it wasn't the right thing for you. Something better is coming along. So keep going. Keep taking action and have faith. And with that, let's go into meditation. The guided portion of this meditation is based on a meditation from the book Dynamic Laws of Prayer by Catherine Ponder. Sit back and relax your mind and your body. Repeat to yourself, I relax and I let go. I let go and I let source. Now turn your attention within. With eyes closed, quiet your mind. And then repeat to yourself, I am relaxed in body and mind. Now think upon the nature and presence of Source. Repeat to yourself, there's only one presence and one power, God, the good. Repeat to yourself, God's goodness is right here within me and all around me. Silence your thoughts by saying to them when they arise, peace, be still. Now spend a few minutes just resting in the quiet. Conclude your silence by giving thanks for your perfect life. Be secure in the knowledge that all is as it should be, as you co-created it through your thoughts, your words, and especially your actions. And so it is. Amen.
Thank you, Tony. As always, a very well researched and well communicated message on using our good vibes and putting them into action. Almost put my hand up when you said, I'm a seasoned procrastinator. Me too. But eventually you kind of go, okay, you got to get going. If you really want this, you got to get moving. And it always feels much better when you're moving, but sometimes sitting doing nothing is part of the lesson, right? Yeah, thanks so much. And I believe we have another song.
Standing at the edge of a life I know, afraid to step forward, can't see what's below. I've come so far to the top of this hill, don't wanna go backward, I refuse to stand still. Faith is knowing I've gotta keep going when life isn't flowing and I don't know why. Wanna keep growing, can't just sit here and cry. Taking the leap, I'm gonna learn how to fly. Thought life was a lesson, like being in school, where I would be safe if I played by the rules. In the blink of an eye, the whole world can change. Till nothing's familiar, no sure thing remains. Faith is knowing I've gotta keep going when life isn't flowing and I don't know. Faith is knowing I've gotta keep going when life isn't flowing and I don't know why. Wanna keep growing, can't just sit here and cry. Taking me, I'm gonna learn how to fly. Faith is knowing I've gotta keep going when life isn't flowing and I don't know.
Wouldn't it be lovely to just flap your wings? I have a friend that her mother was a poet and wrote a lot of poetry, and one of her poems starts with, when When I come back, I'm going to come back as a bird so I can fly and be free. So lovely. And now we're at that time where we thank everyone that has shared their, certainly their time and their talents throughout the week or throughout today, and also now talking about treasures. Our two lovely ladies will pass the offering bag around and either put something in or hold your hand over and bless the offering, bless your prosperity, and know that it is growing for all of us. And we also look forward to the right and perfect person showing up to help us get our chandeliers working again. We know they're just waiting to give us a call. And then we'll take time to bless the offering. Oh, there we go, perfect. Divine love flowing through me blesses and multiplies all that I have, all that I give, and all that I receive. And so it is. Thanks, ladies. Oh, and the announcements. Whoops, special announcements. October 6th, breakfast again. Wow. How often do we get somebody to cook breakfast for us on a Sunday morning? Almost every Sunday, maybe? But how often is there a lottery? So we have another breakfast and a lottery draw on Sunday, October the 6th. And it's another $100 gift card that you can go and eat at various places in, you're not going to eat the card, but you can take the card. Sometimes we say things and we don't really kind of think about the process of those words. You can take that gift card and eat at several restaurants throughout town and as well enjoy a breakfast. And I believe we usually are looking for people to bring some of the things, do some cooking. So the ladies have some sign-up sheets ready, and put that in your calendar. You don't want to miss Sunday, October the 6th. And if you're on Zoom and you can make it on Sunday, October the 6th, come on out and have breakfast with us and then enjoy a great service. And as always, Wednesdays are music nights here at Unity of London from 8 to 9:30. Jim Chapman does a great job getting together various musicians from around London and outside London, I'm sure. But this Wednesday, September 25th, Craig Manning with Daz. Daz is a great harmonica player. Zuskin, Bob Cunningham, and Peter Cook. And as always, it's only $10, cash at the door, or you can transfer Jim Chapman at rogers.com. And we look forward to seeing you on a Wednesday night. And now our prayer for protection, which we'll affirm together. The light of God surrounds me. I am the light. The love of God enfolds me. I am the love. The power of God protects me. I am the power. And the presence of God watches over me. I am the presence. Wherever I am, God is, and all is well. Yea, God. And now we'll gather for our peace song. So as you go about this week, remember, put your good vibes in action. And if anyone would like to come up and thank Tony, say anything, you're already standing.
I might as well keep on going.
Do you have some really big news for us?
Oh, yeah, it's fall equinox, yeah.
In the middle so people on Zoom can see you.
I should make it now, you put me on the spot. I was doing it myself. I'll just wait. Good morning, everyone. How is everybody today? Good? Well, Tony, you never cease to disappoint. Well, it's his 4 weeks and